What's your ideal pet?
A dog.
What kind?
Oh, it'd have to be a small dog. It would be exactly like Cassie, so probably like a Malta. Actually, in my mind, this is how it plays
It's
out.
great. Let's go. This is the episode.
So no, I would get 2 dogs. Okay, for starters. The first one would be a black like Maltipoo, would be like a nice small one. It'd be named Maltipoo, like Maltese Poodle mix.
Oh, okay.
So same thing like Cassie. Yeah, so it's like small, like 10 and 11, 12 pound dog. Maybe a little bit bigger. You can get them up to like 14, whatever, depending on just whatever how it's bred and everything. It'd be named Tila, is the black one. Okay.
Okay.
And then there would be like a brownish one, like apricot, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Same thing, like they could be sisters or whatever. I would say they would both have to probably be girls too, just because she was a girl and everything, and like girl dogs have different, I guess, temperament. And she's like a genius, borderline genius. So just the barking's the only thing. And that one would be called Daisy, otherwise Daisy Cutter. That like the first one's a fish reference, the second one's a 311 reference. But that's how I've been going with those. I was thinking maybe this year, but there's too much going on this year.
To buy dogs.
Yeah, because I always joke with... No, okay, so one time we actually took Cassie back to the... So we bought her in, like, PA and, like, somewhere up by Erie or whatever. Mm-hmm. Just, like, going through online, okay, multi-breeders and all that. Just because my mom was like, okay, it has to be a girl dog. It has to be hypoallergenic. It can't shed, blah, blah, blah. Like, this checklist of everything. And it's like, okay, multi-poo fits the bill and everything. So then you, like, go online. You're like, okay, where do they sell multi-poos? And you, like, they're not cheap, first of all. And, like, depending on what color they are, it's, like... disgusting because all of them come out white for the most part, and you want black, you want brown or whatever. So we found this like Puppy Mill or whatever up in PA. We went there one time and my dad was always like, yeah, we're not coming back without a dog. So that's when we brought Cassie home. She was like literally like teeny tiny. Like we had a little box that was like, you remember you could buy like inside the box it'd be like little packs of like 90 calorie snacks, and they were just like 6 little packs in a little square box. Like we have pictures of her just sitting in the box with her like head on it. It's so good. Like she was so small. And we took her back like a few years later because I remember I emailed them and I'm like, hey, you got like another litter of Maltipoo or whatever? We bought a dog from you like, 4 or 5 years ago. We're looking for another, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, yeah, we have a few. And so we went up there again and we brought Cassie. And Cassie was so afraid of all the dogs. She wouldn't even go like into the garage where any of these other dogs were.
Wait, you had 2 dogs?
No, just Cassie.
I thought you went up, bought Cassie, came back.
But then we went again. But we didn't buy anything the second time. We didn't get that far in the story. But so we go up there. Yeah, I know, you're rushing.
Well, I thought you said then we came back with Cassie. And I was like...
So no, then like 5 years later we brought her back up there and be like, okay, let's test the water. And like she's on the cement and we're like trying to like pull her into the garage where they like, because they had a huge air conditioned barn and all this in the back where like all the dogs stayed. And they're like, okay, you want the Maltipoos, you tell them. So then they like have a little little fence area in their garage where they'll bring out the special dogs you want to see and all that. And like she just knows something's up and like her nails are just like scratching on the cement. She doesn't even want to go into the garage, like she's holding back. And so we like get her in the garage, she's just like crying, she's like afraid of all the dogs or whatever. So somebody just like stays outside with her and they're like going through everything. And my dad's like to the person like, all right, can we get a deal on 2 dogs? And my mom's like, we're leaving right now. And that was the end of it. So we never got another one. Well, my dad always says it's his dream because like when he comes home from work, like Cassie will just go nuts, like grab a toy, do 100 laps around the house, jump up on him, like so happy. My dad's like, I just want like 10 dogs one time, just knock them over. So it'd be good. And that's the story of Cassie and everything.
That's adorable.
And the only pet I ever had, and that's why I would get 2 more of those.
Is he your only dog? Only pet?
Yeah, that's all we ever had. Was just that.
How old is she now?
Like 9. She's getting old, but she's still like young. Because we don't feed her table food, anything like that. She has like a very strict diet and only eats. She basically intermittent fasts. Just like how they feed her and everything.
You don't buy her McDonald's?
No, definitely not. Well, that's good. You would like this too. I think he told you too. So
I didn't, but
actually, I recorded something with David last week. I got to throw that up too, so people will know who David is and everything. But I was over. No, it was when he was maybe last Friday or something. So he kind of lives back at home now. He like has a house in Akron, but he doesn't live there anymore. He lives back at home just because of whatever. And his mom calls him and he answers the phone and she's like, whatever, hi David. He's like, hi. She's like, hey, I'm going to McDonald's to get cheeseburgers for the dogs. Do you want me to get anything for you? And I was just like, oh my God, are you serious? And David's like, yeah. He's like, my dad makes steak for the dogs, ham, everything. And like you look at them, they're like wiener dogs and they're walking, their stomachs are literally dragging on the ground. Like if you think Portillo's fat, these are like so much bad. And they don't even get off the couch. Like you have to like move them off. It was so funny. But it's so good.
These poor animals, buying them cheeseburgers. Like,
yeah.
I would do that.
No, that's
no,
so
I would
bad
never,
for your dog.
Healthy, like, dog food drive.
If you had healthy McDonald's.
That might not be a bad idea to sell like a fast food dog chain.
Yeah, we could do it.
But can dogs eat ice cream? Because I always see like
there's dog ice cream. There's not like.
But milk is okay for them.
I don't know.
I don't think dairy is good for them.
I
don't
wouldn't do
think so
like
either.
real ice cream, but there is like dog ice cream because she buys that all the time, and she buys dog cookies
Yeah.
Sure do.
and dog pretty much everything under the sun
Yeah.
for a dog.
Dog whoopie pies.
Whoopie pies?
Yeah.
What is that even?
You know what that is?
No.
It's like if you take an Oreo and imagine if you took like an air gun and like puffed up the Oreo,
Yeah.
and it would be like a puff with all this cream in the middle and then like another puff underneath it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think we've never had one. You know what a moon
But
pie
I think
is?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like a
Like
moon pie,
a dog
but
pie.
like
Totally
puffed
soft.
up.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I love moon pies.
Wait, the best part about Cassie's too, like when she was younger, you could teach her like any tricks or whatever, but she still like she can't roll over, she can't do anything. Like it's all just for the treat. Like no matter
Yeah.
what you say though, it always starts off like you're like do whatever, and she'll first like give you like her paw and just be like, wait, you want that? And it'll be whatever. But Daniel taught her, or like if she's like on the ground, like kind of like looking straight ahead or whatever, if you lift your chin and look at her, she starts crying. So whenever you're doing it, you just like lift your chin and she's like and starts crying. And that's probably the best one.
That's the trick. That's
Yeah.
the best trick.
So like
You
no
can
matter
make
what
your
you
dog
no
cry.
like she could be sitting in another room and you're just like in the kitchen and you like shake her treats and you just like look up and she's like she starts crying.
Aww.
But okay, and the whole reason she barks and everything, I don't know if you know that story, but when she was really young, like there was like you know how Walmart has like the as seen on TV section?
Mm-hmm.
So there was this thing called Bark Off, and it's basically like a little device that you'd have and you turn it on, and then when it hears like a dog bark, it emits a frequency that only the dog can hear that's like piercing.
Mm-hmm.
So the dog then will stop barking and kind of just like, you know, reserve itself and all that. But so,
That's what we need.
yeah, no, okay, but here's the problem was that it was always on and my dad was always playing like loud music, you know, no matter what it was. And so it was always going off. And there was like a period where Cassie
even
always
when it
hid
shouldn't have been.
and was afraid of everything. Yeah, because it was always that. And then so after that, then they got rid of that. And then it was like, oh, somebody here, bah! And then they'll bark with her. And then she was going nuts. And then so we basically ruined her from there where it's like just bark on everything.
Oh,
But she doesn't do anything bad, so it's just the barks
yeah, just the
loud.
bark, just loud.
and intimidating.
She's a very loud
It's
dog.
her house, so.
Right. She's
Yeah.
adorable though.
But yeah, one day get Tila and Daisy Cutter. It'll be good.
That's the kind of dog that I want. I want like a little dog. I really want like a Portillo really bad. Like I wanted a wiener dog really bad. I'd be okay with a big dog. Like Maggie really wants to get a Great Dane and
Yeah.
like all these other things. But like, and I'm cool with that
Yeah.
as long as they're well behaved. Like
Yeah.
as long as they're not like jumping up on me and like biting people and like destroying things.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, wait.
fine.
Here's my question for you
But,
though. So like, what kind of dog is Tristan?
Pit
Pit
bull.
boxer.
Yeah, pit bull boxer.
Yeah, it's like weird saying Tristan because I went to school with a kid named Tristan and he was like interesting. He was good. He actually, I'm gonna throw this out there. I always like I added him on Facebook and I always want to mention him and tell him this. We were sitting in like symphonic band one day and like he played saxophone and we were next to each other, and he always said like, you know what's like amazing is like cross country, and he'd talk about that and I'd be like, why? And he was like, because no matter what you can like keep on running and push yourself to like the physical end, you know? So like let's say you're about to give up, but no, there's more in your tank and you can just keep on going. And he's like, the human body's like amazing how you're able to just keep pushing through no matter what it is until you're at the point of exhaustion and fall over. And I was like, that's actually a really good point. Now whenever I'm running and want to quit, I'm like, no, Tristan was like, you can push through that. That's funny. And then Zach also had a friend called Tristan and it was a kid he didn't like, but he called him every day after school. And he would like go through like caller ID and his mom would be like, Tristan's calling me, like, no, don't answer it. Like something like that happened, but it was like really funny, so I was joking with him about that. But like, do you think like that dog has a big personality? I guess is the question.
Tristan? Yeah.
Like, how would you describe it?
Loud.
I know, but I don't.
Dramatic. I think he's a very dramatic.
Yeah.
And he like for no reason he'll just like start like crying for anything. Like you were saying, like with Cassie, she'll like put her. Anytime he has to go outside, like he'll just walk over and he'll like block whatever you're doing. So like if I'm on the bed, you know, with my laptop, whatever, he'll just come up and he'll just like put his face just like on my keyboard. Like he'll just take his whole face and just go right on the keyboard. Like it's all. But he'll always do.
Oh, really?
And he'll always just go like this.
Yeah.
All the time, like he'll like, so the bed's like high up, right? So and we're always in the bed, like whenever at tables, never anything.
Yeah.
And so he'll come up and he'll like stand up, push himself up on the bed like this, and then take one paw and just go like this
Yeah.
the whole time.
Just to, like,
And
get
he'll
your attention, though? Like, what does he
yeah,
want?
and he'll always like almost like he's like digging with one paw, and I'm like, stop it, and he never will. And I'll take his paw and I'll just like hold his paw, and he'll just keep and he'll like shake it and he'll
Yeah.
go like this and take it, and then he'll just go like this again.
Yeah.
And that just means he has to go outside and like that he always wants like he has to like poop or something.
Yeah.
But now like today especially, I would take him outside and like 20 minutes later he would just like run up to me and just start doing it again. I'm like, I know you don't have to go outside. I just took you outside.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
know this is it. And it's just like.
Do you give him a treat though?
Yeah, he just wants.
But you give him a treat after he goes outside or anything?
No.
Okay. Well, that's the thing with Cassie. So we got Cassie, and then it was like people were like, "Hey, you could litter box train like these small dogs or whatever. They're really smart." Blah blah blah. So we litter box train Cassie. So
Oh,
she
really?
like never goes outside or anything.
Really?
Yeah, like she has no aspiration. If she goes outside, she has to sit on somebody's lap. Like she's way too afraid to like venture out or anything
Aw.
like that. And the thing is though, like ever since she was little, just like litter box trainer, it was always like she goes to the bathroom, here's a treat. And still to this day, so she'll like go in the litter box and then she'll do like a whole lap around the house because she knows she's getting a treat. Like she's so excited, like it's like and they're like,
Oh, so,
and then
like,
she'll
every
come up
time
to you and then she'll
poops.
jump on you and then be like, okay, you went to the bathroom, and you give her a treat. Then she half the time you like throw it to her and she doesn't even chew it, she just swallows it straight down. That was good.
What kind of treat is it though? Is it like a solid
Just,
one? or-
no, yeah, just no. If it's like a big bone, then we crack it down to like
Oh,
8 little
okay.
smaller ones. So it's just like a really small treat like that too. But
Gotcha.
that's another thing too. She eats way too fast, and
Yeah.
she used to always like throw up or whatever too. So my parents bought her this thing where it's like a rubber bone, but there's a hole in it, so you put all the food in the bone.
Yeah.
So the dog has to push the bone around with its nose, so it rolls to the part with the hole, and then it comes out to like slow them down. But then I always say, like,
gotcha.
imagine if like somebody did that to you, where they put all your food like in this thing that you had to move in front of you. You know, it'd be
Yeah.
like terrible.
They did. It's called a food truck, and you just have to follow it around.
But
until
once,
you get
but
there.
see, yeah, once you get it, then you could sit down and eat. This is forever. You're always moving until there's nothing left in there.
Yeah, I guess
It's messed up.
that's crazy. But whatever.
But what about this? I want to hear about, you were saying like when you moved in, the stories with like the stuff that happened when you left the dog alone. Do you got any good stories with the dog?
I left the dog alone.
No, like didn't it was able to get out of the bathroom or
Oh
something too?
yeah, so this dog
I
is
feel
like
like these are
crazy,
good
crazy
stories.
smart, right?
Okay.
And so like at the old apartment, we could put it in the bathroom, and that lock was strong enough that he wasn't able to like push it down and like get the door open, or like he couldn't unlock it or anything. He would just chew. I mean, the door handle was destroyed, like on the other side, just from like his teeth and claws, and like you would see where he like scraped the paint off the door, like he would like try to claw and get out.
Yeah.
And it's just like crazy, but like
Wait, where did this dog come from?
Akron Rescue Center.
Do you think it was like abused priorly or anything?
Maybe.
That it's
they
like,
got him when
so-
he was like 6 months old, though. He was like really young.
But
So
still,
it's
that's like the traumatic stuff happens when you're young. It lasts a lifetime.
He was a pit bull, so there's a good chance.
That's
Yeah.
true, but like I don't know the backstory. I didn't get the
We need the backstory
So,
on this.
Right. Go find those people.
Wait, we
Um,
should write some like the backstory.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be next week's episode.
The backstory of, the dog, of Tristan.
But so like he'll like
and then the
he's-
week after that, though, is Zach telling the backstory of his Tristan, the kid that he had to
Oh,
boy throughout
right,
all high
exactly.
school.
That'd be great. Just have him on just special episode.
And then we find out they're the same thing.
right, they're the same person and dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he would be able to like get out and everything. So if you left the door unlocked, he can open the door thing because he'll like go up and bite the handle, turn the handle down, and then he's able to get out.
But
Yeah.
even if it's locked, he's able to.
Now if it's locked.
Okay.
And the old one, this new apartment. So then we moved in together, and now we're in this new apartment.
Yeah.
And we would put him in the bedroom, and he could get out of the bedroom, even if it was locked though, because the lock in our bedroom sucks. Is even if it's locked, the handle still wiggles, and the little like stopper thing. You know how a door works. You know it has the thing that.
I like
Goes in.
cheapy apartments. You could kind of like move
Yeah,
your
and you
way out of
wiggle it, and the
anything.
thing goes in, and it only like is holding it by like this much, like so little. So you move the locked handle, and the pin goes in like this much, and then the door can just open.
Yeah.
So he can get out of the bedroom, even if it's locked. Same thing happened in the bathroom, where like the lock is so weak that you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So what I had to do before we got him this cage was I'd lock him in the bathroom, lock the handle. He was able to unlock the door in the bathroom, and then push the handle down, and then get out. So like this dog was able to get out of a locked bathroom, get out of there, get out of the locked bedroom,
Yeah.
get out of there, and
Yeah.
then go down. And like it was insane. And so what I ended up having to do was he has this like long like rope leash,
Yeah.
right? It's not like one of the retractable ones, but I would have to take the part of the leash that is like sewn together, loop that around the door handle, then take the leash, go into our closet, which was like the next like doorway over,
Yeah.
go into the closet, wrap it around the closet, and then we have this wire rack that's hanging.
Yeah.
The leash wasn't long enough. It was like maybe 1.5 inches too short
Oh, yeah.
to clip to the wire rack. So I had my shirt that's hanging up, it was on a hanger. I clipped it to the hanger and then put the hanger, stretched the hanger all the way out the hook onto the wire rack.
Yeah.
So that way, even if he unlocked the door, he wasn't ever able to push it down enough to where the rope would slip off.
Yeah.
And so then that's how he was locked in there. So I would go in where I know that I locked the door. I'd go in there and the door would be unlocked when I got home. And like, but he wasn't able to open the door and get it out.
Yeah.
And then we bought him a cage that fits his size, and now we were able to lock the cage. So then we put him in this cage.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. He's in the cage. Whatever. It has two things like that you slide over and twist, and that
Yeah,
locks
I
the
know.
door,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like a normal
So
crate.
so that's what he's in. Well, then I get home, put him in there for. I mean, I swear to God, it was 45. Not even. It was 15 minutes because we went to the Walmart that's right down the street, right? Like literally this Walmart.
Walmart?
The Walmart. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's gonna be called. Is literally 12 seconds from our house.
Okay.
Like you could jump there. And so I'm there for 15
Wait, is
minutes.
it closer than the Target?
Yeah, it's closer to my house than GameStop is, and GameStop is literally like I'll walk to GameStop in the summer.
Wait, what Walmart is this? Is this?
On Graham Road.
Yeah, I don't
Right
think
inside.
I've ever been there. But okay.
So anyway, so it's I'm there for 15 minutes. Come back, dog's running around the room for whatever reason. He didn't break out, but no, this was before that even. He did get out of that one. He was able to push the door open because he pushed the top lock, somehow got out, but not the bottom one.
Yeah.
So he was able to squeeze his body by pushing through the top part of the thing, and then he gets like all these scratches on him and stuff. And like I don't know what is going on in this dog's head, but like he loves to like break out of stuff like that. Like he thinks it's like a game or something.
Yeah.
But he'll do it at any cost, even to like bodily harm to himself.
Yeah.
Which is what the problem is. Is like we were just looking at him the
No,
other day.
maybe it's also like
It's separation
No,
anxiety.
not only that,
too,
but like being. What's the thing about being trapped in spaces or whatever? Blah blah blah.
Claustrophobia.
Yeah, claustrophobia.
Yeah, it probably is.
It could just like he gets like so riled up in there that he's like, I gotta get out no matter what it is. You know, like imagine if you
Yeah.
were like stuck in a room.
If
You're
you're
like,
just
no
stuck
matter
in a
what
room
I'm
and you
gonna
couldn't get out and you really wanted out, yeah, absolutely. But like he will
He's
do
fine
anything.
When we're home.
Yeah,
It's just when we're gone.
Yeah.
He can't stand it. 'Cause
Yeah.
we'll lock him in the cage when we're home,
yeah,
and he's fine.
yeah. I don't know. That
And
is
so
weird.
he will push himself out. Well, we saw
Maybe
the
you
other
need to
day,
get dummies of yourself that just sit on the
just leave him
couch
in
and like
there.
have a tape
Well, if
recorder
you
that are
leave
talking.
the TV on, he's okay.
Yeah.
Or he's like more okay when the TV's on because he thinks
Does he
someone
hear
else is
something?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so like he got out this one time. We were just looking at him and like his tail, you could see where like fur was like
Gone.
scratched off of his tail, and we think it's because like when he busted out of the cage the first time and the door closed on his tail, he just like dragged his tail out through the thing, like
That's
no matter
bad.
how bad it hurt him. And it's just like
Yeah.
this poor animal, like we're not like abusing it or anything, but like this dog wants to get out that bad, but we can't trust him to be out because there's like a cat in the house. He's not friendly with other people,
Yeah.
so it's like even if like
Wait, so what do we
let
do
him
with like? Let's say I go there. What would he do? Anything?
yeah,
Would he
he'd
bark?
bark. Yeah, he'd bark and like probably like snap and like.
But does he
jump
bite
up
or
on you.
anything?
He wouldn't bite you, I don't think. He's not really like bitten anybody.
It's more like he's scared of you than he's.
So he's like tries to
Oh, like
act
being
really
protective
big.
kind of or something?
Yeah,
His fur puffs up like a cat on his butt.
it's really bad. Like
It's
he literally
weird.
like all the way down his spine, his fur stands up like a cat.
So he
Wow.
would like probably charge a little bit at you and then come back towards us.
Yeah.
But
And-
it sounds really scary.
Is he like a guard dog though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he'll bark and he'll get really loud and he'll growl and like get like almost like a mean growl kind of, and he'll like try and like jump at you and like jump up on you and stuff, and it's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like I don't think he'd ever like bite you or like so bad to the point that like he would hurt you.
Yeah.
I think he would just be like whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so he breaks out of this cage, whatever. So then we had to put him in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's in the closet. Then we have to lift up the cage. Oh, so then I had him in the cage where it was locked and everything. Then we have to take the cage and turn it over so where it's the lock part is at the door jamb. So he can't unlock it and he can't pull the door open.
Okay.
All right, he can't push the door open.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, this is foolproof. He's not
But
getting
wait,
out of this.
You lock him in the bathroom. Like, aren't you worried about like?
No,
toilet
so he's
paper?
not in the bathroom anymore. And
But no,
nope,
even when
we
he
had-
was though.
Yeah.
we had to
That's
take
what-
everything
okay,
out.
so it's just
Yep,
like
so
four
everything
walls.
was out. Yep, it was 4 walls. There was the bathroom. We had to tuck the thing in the bathroom. The reason we put him in the bathroom is because he pees in the house still when we're
Oh.
He
gone.
throws temper
Is-
tantrums.
yeah.
And so he's
I
doing
think
this as
I
like his
remember
way
saying
of
that.
like being like,
Retaliation.
hey, we hate you, or I hate you, you know, is by peeing in the bathroom. So we put him in the
But then,
bathroom.
but he's
and
not
it's
peeing in the
easier to
toilet.
tie. Right.
Check, okay.
So that way we can like clean it up on the tile because
Yeah.
before when we let him out in the bedroom, he'd pee all over the bed.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't want to do laundry every single day, so we put him in the bathroom. He pees on there, whatever. It's easier to clean up.
If only
So-
it was in the toilet though.
Right, exactly,
He took a
right.
shower though, which was nice.
Because you
Yeah.
can just run the shower and the pee would
Oh
go
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
And so then, anyway, so now I'm like, okay, we finally get the cage that fits him, and then I lean it up against the door jamb so he can't even like push the thing open. I'm like, great. So this is when I leave to go to Walmart.
Okay.
Is when I figured out, hey, I need to put it up against the door jamb. Gone for 15 minutes. Come back in. Open the door. The dog is in the cage, but there's poop over here in front of the bed, and he peed on the bed. And the dog is
But
in
is
the
the cage door open?
No. So, what this dog did, the cage door is still...
Wait, you know what he did though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're not done. So, the door is still locked.
Yeah.
All right? What this dog did was bit the cage with his teeth, put his teeth, turned his head to the side, put his teeth through, bit the cage,
Yeah.
pulled not only the door, but the whole front wall of the cage, pulled towards him.
Wait, so when
that
you
it
went back in there,
unhooked everything.
He was just like the cage door's in his mouth, and it looked like it was fine, but it really wasn't even hooked in. He was like holding it in there.
So he pulled the whole front wall of this cage. So you know the cage is 4 walls, right?
Yeah.
Pulls the whole front thing, pulls the whole thing down. So there's no wall to the cage. It is literally 3 walls. It's 2 long ones in the back,
Yeah.
and then there's nothing in the front. He's got the roof in the bottom, and that's all he's got. And this whole part was pulled down.
Yeah.
So this part, so it's like this, grabs it with
So
his teeth.
he was in
pulls
the
down his
cage,
foot,
but the cage was broken.
and
when he was
then walked out, pooped and peed, came back, and is laying down in a little huddle at the back part of the cage where he had pulled the whole part of this down.
Yeah.
But I come in and he's still in the cage. I'm like, what the hell? Like, the door's still closed. Like, he didn't break out of the door.
Yeah.
But he pulled the whole thing closed. So then... when we were at Walmart, so this was, luckily I had some thought where I'm like, oh, we should get zip ties, because I'm like, I want to zip tie the cage shut in case the door lock things happen. I want to zip tie the door closed.
Yeah.
So that way we don't have to keep like moving the thing back and forth.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt to have to cut them. I'm like, so I'm going to
Yeah,
buy a
every time.
huge pack of them. So I buy a huge pack. Luckily I did that because when I get home and I'm like, oh, he pulled the whole door down. Well, then I was like, oh, I can use the zip ties on the edge of the walls, you know what I mean, where the corners of the thing are, and you can still open the door that way.
Yeah.
So I put all the zip ties going around there, so he can't pull that part closed anymore, which he's tried to. We've seen him try to. Can't open the door because it's up against the door jam, and so far that has worked the whole time.
Yeah.
He's never busted out
Does he
of
still
that.
go like crazy
So,
or anything
yep.
when you're like?
Yep. When we're gone, if we're both downstairs, like say it's me and Lindsay are downstairs talking, he will be screaming up in the cage. He'll cry.
But you don't let him out because
He'll
of the
whine.
cat?
He's also, we don't let him out because of the
It's
cat, and
like
we don't let him out
Lindsay
because
and
he's not
Sarai?
friendly towards like Lindsay and Sarai.
Yeah.
He's getting there.
He's working on it's getting better, especially with Lindsay, but like I still don't trust like her to go in and let him out.
Yeah.
You know what
Especially
I mean?
if anything ever did happen, like weird, that'd be like
Exactly,
the worst
and I'm
part,
not
'cause you
trying to
can't
like
predict
do
it.
that,
Yeah.
right? And so like I don't know. So we just like whatever, but like we've been giving him like all these treats that are supposed to like calm him down, and there's like this pheromone spray that's supposed to smell like mother something, like mother dog or something. I don't know. And he has like this thunder thing that's supposed to be like it's
Yeah.
like the dog always feels like he's hugged or something, and
That's
you can like
interesting.
spray this pheromone stuff on there and in the room that they're gonna be in. It's like these dog treats that like are supposed to like calm him down and stuff. And I mean they work sometimes. I don't think they like. I mean, I want something like where the dog just kind of like mellows out. Like I pretty much want
You gotta
like
be
dog
like Dominic
pot.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want like dog pot. Where
That's why
it
his
just,
dog's
like,
always just like, yo.
right, like that's what I want, where the dog's just calm. Like I want someone to be able to walk into the room and then the dog just be like, "Yo, what's up?" and like that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
something like that. So it's whatever. But again, like medicine and stuff like that costs money and like whatever. So, but we're looking at all these other like different alternative ways of like these natural things that we get at all these different pet stores and stuff, and like see what do you do for like super hyper dogs and like all this
Yeah.
stuff. But then the other thing I read is that you're like, especially a dog like that is like supposed to be like a very active dog.
Yeah, you're not tiring him out, so he's just full
Yeah,
of
and so
energy,
that's
yeah.
why he's got all this energy, and that's why like he like lashes out at people and like those temper tantrums and stuff. Is because he wants to like work and like play around and like all this stuff, but we never let him because it's like, oh yeah, we get home late from work and like she's tired, I'm tired.
You gotta take him to like dog daycare kind of thing where they just run him
but
into
like
the ground.
exactly, and so that's what we have to start doing is taking him out on walks stuff and playing with him. And luckily, the place we moved into now has a dog park,
Yeah.
so we can just go there and like throw a ball, and have him run around a whole bunch. Because when we used to,
Except
do that
how
and
is he
take
gonna
us
be
up-
with other dogs? You know what I mean?
I don't know. So we're gonna have to wait to hopefully like when other dogs
Good
aren't
luck.
there, right? But we have to like
He's antisocial. When we used to take him to the dog park, he'd be fine, but he didn't want to play with other dogs.
Yeah, really.
He gets like really submissive.
yeah.
It's like
That's
not
not
his
good.
personality.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see.
And so yeah, so we'll like take him and tire him out and stuff like that. But then the other thing I was looking at is like these like smart toys and stuff that are like you said, like you put the food in them and they have to like work to get it out.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying those, and like some of them he's like good at. I mean, he's always broken like the toy and like got the thing out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy
You
like
gotta have
how
good
he
toys,
gets it.
man.
But I'm like, so we got this one thing, and I'm like, and it's like this like peanut butter, and it's almost like the consistency of peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
In the top of this toy, and I'm like, sweet, like this thing looks tough, like he won't be able to get this out, like whatever. No joke, like 45 minutes this dog had like the whole like treat was popped out. Like it is supposed to give him like hours of trying to
Yeah.
like whittle this toy down so that he can get the treat out, and he whatever reason figured out how to like pop the rubber and like get the toy out.
I don't think there's any like
Or get
good
the treat out
dog
or
like
something.
toy that could prevent him from like
I know.
prolong something. Like they just like get their teeth in it and then just like rip it to shreds no matter what.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
like didn't rip the toy or anything. He
learned
like
how to bend it. He like held it down and then with his teeth bent
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
and then the toy thing gets out. Then the other one we got him is this log that has all these holes in it.
Yeah.
And so I would put these like dog bones inside the log, and you could hear him like try and smell it and stuff. And the first time we tried it, he didn't figure it out, and we were like, "Oh, this is too tough for him. Like he's never gonna get it out. So let's like not do this because that's mean, you know."
Okay.
And then I was like, "Whatever, I don't care. I want him to be busy with it. So like I'm gonna do it even if it is me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna have to do it."
yeah, no,
so
I
then he
understand.
does it for a little bit. It kept him busy for like an hour. Then he gets it out. I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll do another one for you." So I put it in there. Then he figures out, if he takes where the treat is and just bites down really hard, it'll crumble the treat because it's like hard. It'll crumble the treat, and then all the crumbs fall out, and then he can just eat the crumbs. Like he
That is
figured
good.
that out, and so every time you put a treat in there now, he just bites down so hard that it crumbles.
Yeah. He's still he won.
He wins. Like, he gets it. And I'm like, oh my god, this dog. And so it's like, I don't know, that's crazy. But like, I feel like if I had like a small dog, like, I like could just like put it on top of like the refrigerator and like it'd be stuck there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, cool, we'll figure that. Or just get like a shoebox and like put the dog in a shoebox. Like,
But then they always
Something.
want to be like on top of everything. Like a good way to put it is like, let's say my dad's like sitting in a recliner or whatever, like eating dinner, so he's just got like a plate up and everything. And so that she'll like jump up on his lap and then just sit there like nose to the plate, just like crying for food. And the best part is like he'll eat ice cream every night, and then he'll put like peanut butter in there, and he always like puts a little bit on his leg of like peanut butter or whatever. And then she'll sit there, she'll look at it. My mom will always be like, "You're not feeding the dog right now, are you?" And he's like, "No, she's licking the salt off my leg," like from a run or something. You know, the like salt. Like every time, it's so good. But yeah.
that's really funny. So yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, like the dog that I want to get, like I want like a small dog, like a Portillo or like something like that.
Yeah.
Where like I just think it'd be super
is
cute.
chill.
Where like I could just like it could just like be in bed. Like I'm like taking a nap in bed or
And
whatever.
lay
And
right
have the
on
dog
top
right
of
here. Which like that's how this dog is, like, because she goes to work super early, so I'm still sleeping. And she'll always let the dog out of the cage, you know, when
Wait, how many
she
pounds do you
leaves.
think the dog is? Do you know?
I think it's around like 50.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
big. That's really
And so he'll like jump up on the bed though, and he'll like cuddle up like in the fetal position, pretty much like roll into like this little ball, and he'll just like plop right there on the bed, like right next to me as I'm sleeping. Like I'll just take the blanket and like flip the blanket over him, so we're both under like this blanket and stuff,
Yeah.
and like we're both sleeping, and like he'll sleep. Like the dog is like lazy as hell. Like
Yeah.
he'll sleep, and like I'm sleeping, and it's great. It's not until like someone else comes in, like if he hears a door slam, or if he hears like a car door or something, or if he hears people talking, or like if anything like that happens, then he's like goes into like attack mode and like freaks
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But like if it's just me and him at home, like
What about,
he's
like,
super chill.
The
like,
doorbell
whatever.
rings in like the mail. Oh, well.
Yep, he freaks out.
Or
Yeah.
if it's on TV.
Or if
Yeah.
it's on TV, he'll freak
Really?
out. Like literally, this dog freaks out at everything. So unless it's like crazy silent, just like regular TV going on, like, and then he's like super chill. But like
Yeah.
I like want that all the time. So I don't know. But like again, like she wants like these big dogs. Like she wants like a Dalmatian and like a Great Dane and like all this stuff. I'm,
101.
like, I'd be cool like if we got like a Greyhound or something. Like that'd be neat. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that. But
Wait,
yeah,
who's
like I
been
said,
a-
like
wait,
as long
who's-
as it's trained.
Who's
I'm
been
cool.
around longer though? You or Tristan, like in her life?
Tristan.
Tristan.
I know, so
by
what was-
a few months?
But what was it like? Did he ever have to warm up to like you and everything?
No, he was fine. Because when I was first, I mean, you had him a month
Maybe.
when I came around.
Yeah.
And so he was still a puppy. Like, I mean, and this dog, like, had the biggest paws, and he couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
Because he had such huge paws, and he would, like, try and run, and he would, like, always trip over his own feet. It was crazy. And he was, like, super tiny, like, everything. And so, but he was fine then. And, like, her grandmother, he's really good with. Her dad, he was really good with. Like,
My brother.
really good with her brother. Like, really good with everybody who was introduced, like, when he was really young.
Yeah.
And then we don't know where, like, somewhere in growing up, everything just, like, changed.
Yeah.
And so we don't know like what happened. So I don't know. But the other thing I want to look into is like training for him. But like they have.
I would love to see you, like, you know, PetSmart does like dog training, and just see you there with a
We-
dog. Like, I would be there just to videotape you and the
Yeah,
dog.
like
It'd be hilarious.
we couldn't do anything like that. And like what I want is because we've tried taking him to training where like they train with us.
Yeah.
But like, and I know like how like selfish and lazy it sounds, but like I want to like send him to like a boarding school, like a dog boarding school where like they're there for like a week or 2 weeks or something, and they train
like
your dog,
so
work
lazy.
at all the kink, and like then send it back to me, and then the dog's great.
Yeah.
And they like those places exist, but they're just crazy expensive. And like yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
crazy lazy, but like we've already tried like training with us there, and like that doesn't help. Like it doesn't work. Like to have somebody
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, you're the one who has to do this, and you have to do all this stuff, and like we've done it. We've like read the book.
But it's just another person that's going to do something. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, you have all the resource and everything. It's just
Yeah.
funny how somebody else is going to be able to like crack the whip better to potentially change them.
Yeah. I don't know, but like cool. Like if that's what it takes though, and like they get the result that I want.
Off to boarding
like,
school.
All right, cool.
Textbooks are going to be
so-
expensive.
But I know.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. I don't think she can handle being without the dog for a night or 14, as the case may be. So
You would send it in a heartbeat. You'd be like, straight
she'd have to
boarding
go
school.
with him to boarding school.
It's just like
Sure.
kids, though. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, all right, see you at college.
Right.
You'd be like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but that's it. That's my dog story.